Hi guys. This is the one video for Gemma reaching 100 followers, which is so exciting. I'm so glad about that. She's actually up to 103 now, which is amazing. So cool. Like, I did not ever think that she would get that many. It's so cool. So thank you so much for your following. I got a lot of questions. It was only from 2 people, but I got a lot of questions. So, let's see, I have my little note card, both sides. I don't know if you can see it, but it's all covered with writing. Let's see, so I got a whole bunch of questions for me from Halma Mun, who is amazing. She's the Mun for the Warrior King and for Detective Martinson. So, and then those two and Gemma write together a lot. So, we do all kinds of fun things. And we also wrote in another RP group. So she gave me loads of questions and they're awesome. And I'm just gonna try and answer them pretty quick because there's a lot, but I'm gonna answer them. Okay. So let's see. If you could walk on any street in the world, what street would that be? I'm gonna go with somewhere in London. I don't know. Just somewhere in London. That would be amazing. Could you be able to keep a journal and write in it every day for a whole year? I don't know. Not very much happens to me. So if there was a lot happening to me, like if I was living in a new country or something, probably. But otherwise, I don't know. So maybe. What extreme sport would you never do? There's a lot of them I couldn't do. I have a heart condition, and probably be me being like, oh my god, for like the whole thing. But I have gone skydiving, so I'm gonna say I did that one, and I'll just kind of leave it at that. I don't know if I can do any of the other ones, but I did that, so that counts. Let's see. What magic trick would you like to be able to do that you can't? Can I just, like, have Gemma's wand or something? Because that would be amazing. But, if I can't do that, can I do that thing where you, like, pretend to be able to levitate? That'd be pretty cool. If you could win the Nobel Prize, which one would you work your life to get? I would probably either want, you gave me a very good list of all the ones that there are. Of that list, I would probably choose either chemistry, so the Nobel Prize in chemistry, or the Nobel Peace Prize, one of the two. What language would you like to learn to speak? This is like languages. Currently, Icelandic, Swedish, Japanese, and is there anything else? French would be cool because then I'd be doing a lot better with Gemma. She's always like, what are you doing? Trying to write in French for her. She's like, don't you know this? Come on, it's not hard. And I'm like, I'm sorry. So French would be on the list too. 5 years from now, where would you want to be on New Year's Eve? Alive? I don't know. I don't do many things for New Year's, so hopefully I'd be somewhere fun with family and friends and having a party or something. I don't know. If you could buy a shop and sell anything you wanted, what would you sell? Both Gemma and I were like about this one, and we both are stuck between knitting supplies, like a yarn shop, or a bookstore. We're both like, oh my god, a bookstore, oh my god. So you can consider that one an answer from Gemma as well. She'd love to have a bookstore. That would be really fun. But I'd also kind of like to have a yarn store. That would be awesome. And then, let's see, I got some questions from my lovely sister. She writes, Unless the Legend is a Lie, which is another OC somewhat connected to Assassin's Creed. Evren Shaheen, I think is how you say her last name. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. I'm sorry. But she has many other lovely people that she writes. She has a Thor blog and a Tony Stark blog, and who doesn't really do much anymore, but he exists, so it counts. And she has a River Song blog now. which is amazing. So, you need to like look at all her blogs. I'll like link everybody that I've mentioned so far. And I'm going to mention some other people, so they'll get linked as well. Let's see. So she sent me some questions. She sent me some for me, and she sent me some for Gemma. So for me, list 3 things about Gemma that make you love to RP with her. Oh, she's really cute. Like, I love it when people come and tell me that, oh my god, Gemma's so cute, I love her, she's so cute, oh my god. I love it when people tell me that, because she got a lot of people that didn't like her on her old site, and that was always really distressing to me, because in my head, she's adorable, and I was like, why don't you like her? She's cool. I mean, she's really kind of sad and she's got a lot of issues, but like to me she's really cute, and they never saw that. So I love that about her. It's like how she's just sort of like really sweet and innocent and like just sort of, I don't know how to describe it. She's just really cute, and I love it when people tell me that. Another thing that I like about Gemma is that she gets some of the best ideas. Like, sometimes I'll be sitting there and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have no idea how we're going to get you out of this situation, honey, you know, baby, what do we do? And she'll be like, well, what if we did this? And then she'll like lay out this plot that's like, what? I would never have thought of that in a million years. And then it's like insane, and it just totally fixes whatever's going on, or like totally answers a question. So I love when she does that. I love that about her. And the last thing, I love how even though she's scared a lot of the time and shy and all that, she still tries, and like she still likes it when new people follow her, and is still like, hello, bonjour, may I talk to you? You know, she's just kind of like, oh, people, wow, this is amazing. So I love that she still tries, even though she's scared a lot of the time, and it's like, baby, yay, you're trying. So I like that. List 3 things, this is the next question, list 3 things about Gemma that make RPing her a challenge. Definitely for sure, how scared she gets. It can be really distressing to be like, trying to write something that could be a totally happy scene, you know, oh good, you know, they're finally, how can I put this? This is awkward, you know, something good is finally happening, and then she ruins it because she's afraid. And that can be really hard. It's really hard for her because she's like, I shouldn't be afraid right now, and so that really stresses her out and makes her depressed. And then I have to feel all that. So I don't really like that about her, but I can't change it because it's who she is, and so that's how it goes. But yeah, I don't really like that. It's really hard when that happens. Something else that makes it a challenge to RP her. Well, she speaks French, which, as I already said, I don't. So, and sometimes she'll just start speaking in French in my head, or I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's French, but you're saying something I can't understand. I'm pretty sure this is what's happening right now. And then she'll just look at me like, come on now. And I'm like, I don't know what you're saying, girl. You're gonna have to say this again. So that can be a challenge. And also because then, you know, I have to go look, oh, she wants to say this in French, you know, okay, well, I've got to go find a translator, you know, so that's kind of fun. So that's a challenge sometimes. And the last thing that makes it that's a challenge about her, it's hard to say, because like I felt like that was quite a few things, like, because the first one for sure had multiple layers to it, so it was like, okay, I don't know. Third thing, it is true that sometimes she gets in these moods and she doesn't really want to do anything. Like, she gets really depressed, and it's like, baby, I need to ride, people are waiting, and she doesn't. So that's a challenge, but that happens with all my muses. She's actually not the worst about that. My Loki zone is the worst about that. Oh my god. so annoying sometimes. It's like, I love you to death, but stop. But Gemma does do that sometimes, so I'll say that. And then the last one for me is, what is a sort of thread or AU you'd like to try in the future and why? Ooh, I love doing AUs. I don't get to do them very much, but I love them. I love them so much. Yes, my creepy face. I would really like to do, actually I've got one going right now, with, Jasmine, who is awesome, and she writes, among other people, she writes Thrandy of Mirkwood, and she writes, oh no, I'm sorry, Jasmine, I can't think of Loki's, URL, Superliminally Frosted? That's it. Okay. But she writes several different people. She has a whole massive, awesome crew of Assassin's Creed muses, and they're awesome, and Yusuf and all of them. But I've got one going right with her right now. That is vampires, pirates, steampunk, so zeppelins, and just, oh, it's so good. So that's awesome. I'd sort of like to do, I have a couple of other AUs in mind that I'd like to do for Gemma, just because I want to kind of explore new things for her. And like, I've got a few things in mind. I'm not sure if I want to talk about them right now, but I've got a few things in mind. Okay, I've got a few questions for Gemma. I was originally going to do a section like in character, and I don't know if she really wants to now. She's kind of shy, but some of her might kind of slip in here. These are definitely answers from her. So for Gemma, I have, would you consider being a tutor for young witches and wizards? She does not think she's a very good teacher. She tried teaching her younger brother Gerard when they were younger, and she was trying to teach him to read, and Jerry's like a year and a half, 2 years old, and she's like, you can read, right? Because she figured out how to read when she was like 3, and she was still very young at that point. If he's like a year and a half, she's like 8 and a half, so she's like, you can read, right? And then of course he can't, because he's an infant, and she sort of got, well, I'm not gonna do this anymore then. So she doesn't think she's a very good teacher, but I think if she actually like tried it, I think she'd be good at it. So, and she does actually like younger kids. She likes them. So also for her, if you could be an animagus, what animal would you choose? Well, she's reminding me that the theory for like an animagus and a patronus, whatever your patronus is, if you're not an animagus, your patronus is what your animagus form would be. So for her, her patronus is an Arctic fox, and so if she became an animagus, she would be an Arctic fox. But she would like to say that if she had any choice in the matter, she would also like to be a cat. She likes cats, hence Eclipse. Then they could be buddies and they could hang out. Her and her little baby, tiny kitty. Eclipse is really tiny. He's so cute. He's a dork though, but he's so cute. And then another question for her that made her, this is probably why she didn't want to answer it, because she's really shy about this. It says, you are a beautiful girl inside and out. What is your favorite personality trait you like about yourself? She finds it hard to find things about herself that she likes, which is sad. Poor baby. But she does, if she had to choose something, she does like, she likes her own intelligence. I don't know if that counts as a personality trait, but it is something that she likes about herself, and she's always been very pleased that, you know, even if she doesn't have anything else, she's got that, and that is pleasant for her. So her intelligence is probably the answer there. So that's what I've got. I'm at like 15 minutes right now. Sorry, it's so long. But I just wanted to give a really quick few shout outs to some amazing people that have been awesome. So I already mentioned Helma. I already mentioned my sister, Lizman, and I mentioned Jasmine. Well, it's Jasmine, but Jasmine. Ha ha ha. Sorry, Jasmine. I'm not making fun of your name, I promise. It just always amuses me when I say it, and I'm like, wait a minute. Is that... Oh. Anyway. But so I'd also like to mention, Sinnerman, who writes Solipsistic Sinner, and the first Magnus that Gemma ever wrote, who's also Detective Martinson, but spelled differently. I'll tag it, you'll see. Pixies and Golden Hair. And I would like to thank, Deceiverman, who writes Deceiver of Fools, because Gemma loves him very much as her master, so she just wanted to say shout out to him. I would like to thank, Bill Munn, who writes Africa Boy Hazeldean, because, oh my god, Bill, oh my god, Bill Hazeldean is my kryptonite. I actually have a tag, Bill Hazeldean is my kryptonite, and he's Gemma's kryptonite too, so we just adore Bill, and, so we wanted to say thank you there. And also Shadow Munn, who writes, oh my goodness, what's his new? Broken Shadow of Loki. He used to be a Broken Shadow, and I always forget, but Broken Shadow of Loki. He is adorable and amazing, and he's Gemma's fiance, and she just adores him, so she wanted to say hello to him. And I'm literally picturing my relationships list right now. This is bad. Who am I missing? I'm missing someone. Let's see. Henry, Magnus, Shadow, Bill, Deceiver. I had a couple leave, unfortunately, which is really sad. But everybody else, if I didn't mention you, I'm really sorry, but I love you all. I love you so much. So thank you for watching this massively long, over 17-minute long video now, and thank you so much for supporting Gemma, and I love all of you, and I'm so glad. And if you have any other questions that you'd like to send in after this, please feel free, and I may make another video with more questions if people want them. So thank you very much. Have a good evening. Let's get writing. Let's do some more stuff, guys. Let's do it. Alright. Cool. Have a good evening.